Ladies and gentlemen, and Felix. Your old pal Jason. Howdy. Sporting the official Dirty Badger Band t-shirt. It is Saturday. You going in? You can't stay there. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. He said they hung up the keys, those liars. Today, those. Don't need those. Did they hang them up in here? Hi, Death Ray. Yep. Wrong key. Anyway, today we are. Great job, church. Clean that up in a minute. Today we're going to bury the conduit. Go on. And start tearing up the floor. We'll consider it a practice run for when I tear up this floor. Because this floor sucks. Well, don't put your head where the door goes, you dummy. And your old pal Jason today, riding on the struggle bus a little bit. We had a fire last night. Got all the wood, the lath that came out of there. Started at about 8. We finished it at about 12:30. There was a bottle of Mad Dog. There was a couple bottles of beer. There was a bottle of wine. There were burgers cooked on the grill. It's kind of nice. At some point, I came over to put the cover back on the grill, and I think right about here, I ended up in the hole, which is probably why my left foot hurts so much. It's a little sore today. A little bit. Oh, God. Sorry, neighbor pulled up, wanted to shoot the breeze for a minute. He didn't need to be on camera for that. Okay, I know we're a little crooked. Hold on. That's how I've been feeling all morning. So, we're mostly vacuumed up and down. Got a lot of the cable pulled out. I cut it here and here. So, like, there's still some that needs to pull out, but it's all what's running into the old box here. Went down to the hardware store to get a couple things. Didn't have what I needed, but we're going to need these eventually. So we bought some of those. External outlet cover. This is for something else, but I'm thinking I put an outlet on the outside wall here somewhere. Don't know yet. Picked up our Schedule 80. I'm going to tell you guys something. When I go and I buy regular old PVC, they charge you by the foot. So you tell them I need 20 feet, they give you 20 feet. When you go to buy the conduit, it's each. So I told them I needed 20 feet of this, so they rang me up for 20, but it ended up being 20 sticks, and that got very expensive. I said, whoa, hold on. That's not what I need. This is what we are required by code to have coming out of the ground. Anything that is exposed is got to be inside this. So one of those, I'm going to go right there, and the other one's going over there. I looked for that shovel that I was telling y'all I was going to get for this project. They didn't have one. They had some little tiny short-handled ones. So, did end up buying a trenching shovel. This is a trenching shovel. It's for digging trenches. It's an arrow. It's got a pretty aggressive scoop, so you can get in the hole and get the dirt out of the hole. Pretty complicated stuff there. That little cap thing's going over this. what I couldn't find, there's a special, the hell was that, Felix? There's a special kind of adapter that lets you convert from the flexible to the rigid on this stuff, and they didn't have any. And I love my local Ace Hardware stores, but the problem is, like, they don't hire a plumber to work the plumbing department. They hire a guy who's retired and needs a part-time job to work the plumbing department, and he's maybe changed a kitchen sink or put in a garbage disposal at some point. So he's their plumbing expert. There's a rock in my chute, and I just found it. Oh, that was unpleasant. And I'm not dumping on Ace Hardware when I say that. I know why they do it. I appreciate why they do it. But doesn't help me out when I don't know what I need, and I know more than the guy who works there. This was 12 feet. Not quite. Okay. Well, that's fine. So, this goes in the hole. We're going to leave 5 or 6 feet exposed on each end. Then we can run this through it. When this is run through it, I'm going to fold it over. We're going to tape it together so it doesn't, nothing bad happens to it. We'll take the 1/2 inch. We'll run it in the same hole. And yeah, the 1/2 inch, I think, has the couplers I need, or the connectors in it. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Olaflex. It's simply flexible. Yep. This is what I need for the 3/4 stuff. And that's how I thought it worked. This goes on the outside first. So this slips on. Your line goes in there, and this goes on, and then you tighten that and it compresses this onto that. Looking at that, I don't know if that internet cable is going to fit through that. I mean, this doesn't have to be 90 because we're not running power in it. So I could, we could go, that might even be tight, but we could go straight this way, and then put regular PVC and come up that way if I need it. So we will see. We will see. First thing first, though, is I need to get that shovel out there and clean up our corners where the conduit's going, because right now that ain't deep enough. I got it as deep as I could with the big shovel, and we're gonna finish it with the small one. And then we'll get it all buried. And when that's done, I should have got knee pads. Damn. We'll come out and start tearing this up. Okay then. Ladies and gentlemen, this has ended up being a pain in the neck. Probably should have got the 1 inch. Would have been easier to run the wire. You get about 20-30 feet and then it just stops. So we're gonna try a little something I once saw on the old internet, so it must be true. When this is hot, and it's just like string. It's wonderful. But here's what we're gonna do. I've cut off 1.5 feet on that end and about 10 feet from that end. We had 100 feet. I really need about 70, so I should still have plenty because I want to leave this exposed until we get the fittings and all that other stuff. And it's easier to put the fittings on if the cable's in the conduit. So there's a string line there. It's part of a grocery bag. We tie this to the end of the string line, put some tape on it, make like a, spooky, scary ghost. Ooh, I'm a ghost of electricity yet to come. Kind of like that. We put a vacuum on that end. Now, that new shop vac should have oomph to spare. We suck the string all the way through. Okay. We tie our cable, which is over there, to the string, and we pull it back through. The problem I think I'm having is I'm trying to push and pull on the same thing at the same time. So we'll see. There's plenty of room in there. It's just that cable is so stiff. I think it's just getting gummed up because it's real hard to get it perfectly, totally straight. Anyway, let's get some power up there and we'll give it a try. I think the only situation we're going to have here is the fittings on this vacuum are like 1.5 inches, which is twice the size of this. Alright, a little ghostie's down there. There he is. Get it plugged in. That goes in. And like that. I can't do this with one hand, so we'll see. Okay, vacuum's on. I don't know if you can hear it. We do have suction. But because I'm not over there covering that hole, they don't have enough. Oh man, you can do it. Ain't doing it, man. Ain't doing it. Okay. Ah, so close. So close. It kinda... Sorry, loose. Keep your head out of there. Man, we got quite a bit. I just think I've got too much plastic on the end here. I remind you, I've never tried this before. Try with that. Hey, we're on to something. Oh, we were. I know we're not there because I can see all the string on the line. Sorry, I need 2 hands. Okay, it's noisy. I think we got it. I'm a dummy. I think we're real close to over here. So maybe. Folks, it's too hot and I'm too dehydrated to be out here doing this. We got jammed up about 25 feet down the line. I heard something rattling over there, so I cut it. Nothing. Cut it. Nothing. Cut it back here. Right there. So now I'm stuck with a situation. Do I go and see if there's couplers for this, which is going to make the inner diameter of that run even smaller? Of course, now that there's less of it, it'll be easier to run the cable through the conduit. Or do I go and shell out, I don't know, 100 something bucks and get some of the rigid Schedule 40, which, I mean, is fine. I went with this because it was supposed to save me money, be just as effective, and save us some money in the long run. And it's not doing that. So hopefully the one for the internet is still going to work okay. I'm going to throw everything in the apartment there, and I'm going to go inside and lay down. I've been out here like 3 hours working on a bunch of different stuff, including this. It's hot and I don't like it. I did have better luck just tying a couple of nuts to the end of the string and getting them to run through, because the nuts actually came off the end of the string when the string got bunched up. The string got bunched up because I was over there manning the vacuum. The string was in here running at whatever speed it damn well pleased, and it was just too fast. String got ahead of itself and tangled itself up. Oh well. Better luck tomorrow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. 7 sticks. I needed 8 of 3/4. So instead I have 7 of 1 inch. Because they had no 3/4 in Schedule 40. They had no 3/4 fittings. So we're going to have to get a little creative with this here. This should work. It's regular old PVC. So the PVC glue I have at home, the cement will be just fine. So let's get the hell out of here and try and get this done sometime before the next election. Well, it turns out 80 feet would have been too much. We used about 66. There it is. We didn't have all the fittings, so I can't put the elbows on just yet. But we've got plenty over here. Plenty of leftovers. I gotta clean that hole up a little bit more. Got plenty of that. Had to notch out a little bit of the cement there, so it'll just go up and in. I think it can be, it doesn't have to be right up against the house. So if it sticks out enough to get my hand behind it, we should be fine. Man, I'm tired. I'm getting too old for a lot of this nonsense. So what's going to happen next is these elbows go on at the bottom. So I may need to, I'm going to scoot that down that way. I can go a little farther. I don't know if we'll put one there and one there, or if I'll just kind of, because I can heat this and bend it. I shouldn't do it with the cable in it, but it'll be fine. Just put a little, and then we can just come up. And I know this is not an electrical fitting, but they don't make one, so it's fine. So it'll go into that. That'll come up into here. We add the breaker. That wire goes up into the box. Runs all the way down. Good job, Felix. And when we get to the end down here, come over, come up, and we're going to go over again. And we're going to go in there. Like I said, I'll take that line down. That doesn't need to be there anymore. And I can just, and then this goes inside. Breaker box goes on the inside, etc., etc., etc. I'm not 100% sure what this one's going to. It's not in there very tight. We're grounded to it, so it may not go anywhere. It just may be in the ground as our grounding rod. Don't know. Don't really know. If that's the case, that's the case. That's fine. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to cut some of that off. I'm just going to kind of dry fit it, coming up and over, and I'm going to go to the very end of the building. I'll cut off whatever's left because that's more than enough slack. When we fed that through, we went, so there's 4 windows. We went in between the 2, so that's plenty on that side. Yeah, should be fine. Oh God, me. Drunken adventures of your old pal Jason. Stepping in the hole, thought I screwed up my ankle. Nope, it is my knee. That's alright, I needed new ones anyway. Don't want that. Yeah, now y'all know where I live. Oh no. Everybody's known that for a long time, I think. I'm not terribly concerned about it. Okay. I'm gonna run this and cut it. And I'd like to fill the hole in tonight, but I'm now a little concerned about running my Ethernet cable, part of a fishing rod, through that other conduit. So I may wait till it's here, and I think I'm gonna have to buy a tool to put the end on it, because I don't think I'm gonna make the couple of elbows I'm gonna need with the connector on the end. So I'll buy the tool to do that. I've never done that before. I fixed a splice in a line where I just taped it all back together. That thing was a disaster, but it worked. So anyway, good job, Oscar. Good job, Porch Cat. Good job, Felix. Yeah, I saw your move. And Lucy, wherever Lucy is, just hiding out. That's probably the best move. Anyway, I wanted to get started on the floor today. That clearly did not happen, so I will see you guys probably tomorrow, Sunday the 17th, when we start on the floor.